Welcome to third episode. I really like the first two episodes that are up on my channel if you want to check them out before watching this video. And we left Kyoshi Island. We are onto our way. The gang is all together. Let's just get into it. Whilst editing, I've noticed a couple extra things, so I'll try maybe to touch upon them whilst watching this episode. But all in all, very excited. I think this is just fun.
Personal risk. If she can summon the courage, so must we all.
One thing I really like that Netflix series is doing so far is they really lean into the more cinematographic approach, which I think is the only way to do it because it's live action, so use all you can. And we don't have to worry about the attention span being shorter or maybe things not translating well in the animation. And I really applaud them for trying to do something different. And every single bit of the live action I've seen so far that strays away from the expectations that we put on it because of how cult classic is the OG, I think they're doing wonderful in those moments and I hope to see more of them.
Fire Lord Ozai must die tonight!
Oh, a bold claim. That's very ambitious of you, I think. This actress looks familiar. I wonder, I usually remember faces really well when I see them, but her face, like, she reminds me of somebody. A warm welcome. Hold up. Is this the actress that plays Azula? I didn't want to say when she first showed up on the screen, and I haven't really seen that much promotional material for this show. But is that Azula?
At what cost? How many more lives? Will it take another century of loss and suffering?
Also, I know I said that in the first episode, but the trope of absolute dictator talking to just a random person trying to assassinate them, I feel like he would have bigger and better things to do instead of entertaining rebellion. But what do I know?
Isn't that right, Azula?
What did I say? Oh my god. See, I remember a face when I see it. She showed up. I didn't want to say. I knew it. I knew it. I knew it. I love that they yassified her straight away.
But there is one out there who cannot be stopped.
I don't think you were stopped. You never even started. Like, this is not something you did. You were basically led on all the way through.
One who has returned to us.
Ah, the fire reflecting in her eyes. Cinematography. This is beautiful. And I didn't so much like Azula as she's just really well constructed character. I have high hopes for this one.
The water whip. Arms, weight shift, wrist snap.
How do you know all of that? This was the most vague drawing I've ever seen in my life. There's no script. How do you know what to do? I mean, I love that Gran gave you the scroll, but I feel like it could have been more useful.
All the more reason for us to get to the Northern Water Tribe, right?
That's right. We've got the best waterbending masters in the world.
Again, I think it's the only waterbending masters in the world. Oh, boy's still crushing on Suki.
He's headed for that mountain.
That's no mountain. That's a marshu. Papa, yip yip.
Yip yip.
They're sure to find out, which is why I suggest you allow me to contact a few trusted sources. You don't need to be told any more than necessary.
First of all, never ends well. Trusted sources, it doesn't work. And second of all, Zuko, leave alone Zuko. Uncle, you should know better and be nicer to the people that are trying to help you out, even though, you know, they've already betrayed you because he already contacted Ozai. But maybe, just maybe, don't let your 16-year-old nephew shit on other people audibly.
Did I ask for your opinion?
Oh my god, why are you so rude?
My apologies.
I know why, but Zuko. You need to take a seat. You need
He was only trying to help.
meditation,
Was gossiping about
some herbal tea. I told you that I was excited for how they are gonna bring the sets to life, and so this is the one thing that so far does not fail. It looks amazing.
They don't take kindly to outsiders in Omashu.
What makes you think we're outsiders?
Bro. Be for real now. Come on.
We just could use a little help getting inside.
Katara, my girl. I see you. I see what you're doing. And you know what? Queen, use your charm. Use it for good. Be cunning, be smart. Support. We stand.
Sure you can make that look good too.
Sokka! You were just romancing right and left. Well, it was just Suki. Leave your sister be, okay?
Oh, it wasn't a great crop this month. She told me I wasn't watering the turnips enough. Knew there was a reason I married her.
Did nobody has questions? Like, Katara's what, 13? Is that a normal thing in the Elf Kingdom?
Hey, watch out for my hill!
Again, we get the crumbs, I take the crumbs, I see the cabbage, I am happy. Which is a weird sentence to say, but...
He's an airbender.
Oh, you're a waterbender! There we go. All of them combined together. Joint forces.
Are you alright? Are you hurt?
Dad, I'm...
Who's gonna airbend? Come on.
We should get him out of the smoke.
We gotta get one out. Is that the continuation of what Kyoshi said in the last episode, where Aang sort of realizes that because he is neglecting his duties as Avatar, maybe not treating them as seriously, again, he was just in an iceberg. There's just more suffering and people being hurt around.
I want to help. And I think I can. Because I'm the Avatar.
What happened to keeping our identity a secret and maybe not letting people catch you in 2 days after you just escaped them? Aang, come on.
Look, I'm not here to cause any trouble. All I want is to help.
I know how. I have a hunch about where the bombers might be gathering. It's high up on the mountain.
Wait, I have a hunch. As in, are you doing spying work for
The strongest stuff
your
in the morning.
resistance? You're 10. I think a lot of the questions and a lot of the things that are a little bit jarring about the live action come from the fact that if something's animated, you don't read it one-to-one always, because sometimes it's you know, it's a cartoon, it's a drone show, so certain things are displayed a little bit differently, they're shown a little bit differently. But if it's live action, the one thing you absolutely cannot escape is the realism of having people act out a certain character. And I think I mentioned, and if I didn't, I don't mind the vibrant clothes and that things are not super realistic because it's a show on Netflix. We don't need everything to look like it does in real life. But one thing you cannot escape is the fact that if you see a child, where in cartoon maybe you would not blink an eye at somebody thinking they're married or somebody thinking they're adults or having maybe some suspicions but kind of believing them. Here is a little bit harder to pull off. And I think that's the main issue so far. We are not necessarily connecting with everything the characters do because we do see them as kids and we don't have like that animated crutch to lean on.
Enemy territory.
Indeed. But not to worry. There are ways to gain entry.
This guy's like the most well-connected person on this planet.
Uncle Iroh and I will go. No one else.
If anything happens in Omashu, we won't be able to help you.
You just said you have people in Amashu that are giving you very relevant and very like snappy info. Just organize some help. I would crush a revolution. I would, oh, that'd be so good.
Wait. Who are you?
Jet, motherfucker.
You call me Jet.
Okay, you can't do all that and not expect people to root for him. I think they knew what they were doing. They knew what's gonna happen. Katara, get your men. Can't blame me.
Big talk for someone who's outnumbered.
Good thing I brought friends then.
I don't know, it just makes me laugh. It's a little bit too staged. Yeah, conveniently they're just standing there and waiting for two kids to get some help or get their bearings, whilst presumably, you know, the adults could have just captured them.
I brought friends too. Pipsqueak knows how to take out the garbage.
My god. That sounded like a mafia type of thing.
It's just an idea I had to make our ice dodging ships more maneuverable.
I really like what they're doing with Sokka though, where they give him more traits than just either the comic relief or the person who always has something against the plan of the rest of the gang. And here you can see he's smart, he's intelligent, he has interest in making things. And I think that's really good for his character, so we can get to know him a little bit more and not just one dimension.
Your father must be proud of you.
I feel like that's not a thing you just say to people out of the blue.
Just stuff I picked up from my dad. Must be really proud of you.
What's up with the dads being proud?
Here, look. Blasting jelly. A few jars could blow half the neighborhood sky high.
The firebenders weren't behind the explosion.
Wait, what? How do you know? What did you find? Can you get more tropey? Come on, you guys.
Tell me, what do you remember when you think of your mother?
She would stop when the sun rose. She would watch and smile.
Remember that. Remember the sunrise.
Is she gonna get up and bend straight away? Come on, come on, come on, come on. Please, show. Oh, I think she's gonna try. I know we have to cut corners and like be more straightforward. I can't speak.
You don't have to be afraid of our pain.
But literally, he said one thing to you that hadn't occurred to you before, and suddenly you can do all the bending you couldn't do before. Please, come on, come on.
This is the Great Omashu? The best the Earth Kingdom has to offer?
He's such a little shit.
I'm told that Fire Nation agents in the city have taken to sowing terror to weaken the Earthbenders' resistance.
Oh, you mean the kids that are running around giving them some funny names? That resistance? Actually, this is a big disconnect as well, because on one hand we have this very serious violent force in Fire Nation that is attacking different cities and, you know, just terrorizing other countries and other places. But all we see on the side of the resistance, which again, it made sense previously because we had the cartoon that was directed towards children, so we had to have children fights, children characters rather, for the viewers to relate to them. But here we have this serious army of firebenders that essentially is fighting kids. I think this show could, at this stage, really use some characters who are in the resistance and are adults and more serious, because a huge part of your audience, you know, Netflix, Avatar The Last Airbender show, will be adults that did watch the original. And even without the comparison, and even if we take into consideration that this is a very colorful and not exactly a serious show, it just looks really strange.
It has come to my attention you are involved in a matter vital to the safety of our empire.
Good news?
She's just so much nicer. If I was him, and I had Zuko who's being a little shit to me, and Azula who's very pleasant and sends me a lovely letter. I would too help Azula.
Check this out.
Where's Katara?
Isn't that like highly flammable and or like a bomb ingredient?
Teo and I found where the
Did you just fly with it? Didn't you think you might, I don't know, drop it?
Blasting jelly.
Oh, he knows what it is.
We also found these. The ropes from the turnip cart.
Is it like a very specific rope, or do you have superpower? I mean, apart from bending, because I don't think I would recognize a specific piece of fabric even if I just saw it. Like, there's too much of it in the world.
Never believing anything I say. I'm so sick of you treating me like I'm a little girl.
Then grow up! Where are you going?
Not your business.
To prove you're a jerk.
Okay. I'm on Katara's side. Listen, I have siblings. She's absolutely right.
Not right now.
Not right now. Excuse me. Watch your tongue, young lady.
Jet, what are you gonna do?
I told you. We know how to take out the garbage.
Oh my god. This is pretty brutal.
You're going to blow him up?
Not just him.
Okay, that's a little bit too much, guys. We could, like, you don't trust your audience enough. We could have figured it out. Like, you emphasized the bombing jelly. You told us what it is. You told us they are making it, and now you showed the exchange of the cases. Just give us a little bit of trust. Just like a little bit of, hey, maybe you are not completely dumb.
Shut up and gloat later. Right now, we need to stop Sai. Jet planted a bomb on him.
What's the fastest way to the palace?
It's at the highest point in the city.
Oh god, forgot about him.
This guy? Again?
Go. Get to the palace and stop Sai.
I think, wait, hold on.
This is my fight.
You just said it's at the highest point in the city. You are the guy that Zuko wants, and also the only one that can fly. Why don't you go to save that bomb guy, Sai, and they can stay and fight Zuko? One thing is, it's not always like the best suited for the moment, I feel, but I do like the influence of the like Asian action cinema, because I think how they shot it and how the scenes flow where there's action and there's fighting, it looks very much like East Asian action movies. I used to love them when I was a child, so props to them. I don't still think all of that is necessary, but where it is already here, it's presented nicely, and we can appreciate that in its own right. No, his cabbages, you guys!
My cabbages!
He will never know peace.
Oh no.
What, she needs to out herself as a water bender now, right? Well done, Katara.
Go. Save yourself.
What?
For the Fire Nation!
Why did he say it like that? You're on your own, kid. I'm so sorry.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. Is that it? Cool, that was the episode 3. What do I think? It's still fun. It's still really nice to see the sets and the costumes, and it's all very exciting and cool. Having this amazing opportunity to showcase the beloved cartoon in a live action form is something that, you know, it's just definitely nice to see, and I enjoy watching it so far. But I do have more and more criticism, and I'm very confused about who the audience of this show is supposed to be. Because if we are taking into consideration all the people that actually watch the original, then I feel a little bit offended. A lot of what we are seeing is kind of dumbed down, if I may say so myself. It's very obvious. We are definitely showing things. Do you know what? Even if you haven't seen the original, things like what I mentioned with the exploding jelly and whatever it's called, this is something that we shouldn't maybe showcase that clearly. Like, there's things in the subtext that if you are a watcher, you know, if you see a work of media, you should be trusted to kind of decipher the small details yourself. And of course, not everyone would be maybe capable of solving riddles and having very complicated plots in something that's supposed to just be a nice kind of kids show. But at the same time, if you show something so explicitly, it makes the viewer be kind of shaken out of the context of the show, be like, hey, like, what? Like, I know that. And then you pair it with writing that sometimes I think a little bit simple. The dialogues, like some of the things, the production just takes a lot of shortcuts, and it doesn't take away from the fun in the moment. But I think eventually it's going to have a big impact on the entirety of the first season or the rest of the show if they don't correct that. I think if you are watching, it's absolutely fine. If your job is not commenting on an episode and making fun of everything, then you should be good to go. You should be okay to just play it and like, oh, you know, bending, soccer, funny, haha. But if you want to look at it more critically, I am afraid that you're going to run into some of the same problems that, you know, I just described. So it really depends on how you want to consume the show and what's your end goal. Is it just entertainment? Is it coming back to something that you really love and a story that meant something for a lot of people and want to take something new from it? Because eventually, at the end of the day, that's the goal. Like, we want to have fun, but maybe we want a fresh look. Maybe we want to see some plot lines be a little bit different. And I know, like, I'm trying not to draw comparisons derogatory. So I'm trying to be like, oh, this is different, but both things can be good. And I've seen adaptations, especially when it comes to book and movie or book and show. And there are differences that you can do. You know, top of my head, Last of Us episode, whichever the Nick Offerman was in, that was different from the game, but it was a beloved episode, and now it's cited as one of the greatest kind of diversion from the original media that there is. And here, 3 episodes in, we are not seeing any of that. At best, we see nods and crumbs that allude to the original and are just a fun thing to notice and kind of have in Netflix adaptation. And at worst, we have just moments that don't make a lot of sense. So it's still fun, but I don't know how long the fun is gonna last. But again, I will continue watching because I want to see, and I know that I think in the Netflix kind of opening section, it just says that they have been renewed. So I really want it to work. I am giving it like my best shot at liking it. So I really want to like it. Yeah. Thank you so much for watching. Again, if you liked it, please consider subscribing. That would help a lot in, you know, growing the channel. And I want to bring you more movie reactions and TV show kind of watch-alongs. Please let me know what you think about the Avatar Netflix series, and if you have any thoughts. I'll catch you in the next one. See ya!